Hello, I am that woman named Ivy, and you are watching the Will of God. Welcome, Red family. Yes, Red is standing for the blood of Jesus. I pray and hope everyone is doing great today. It is kind of warm outside, so my advice to you, stay hydrated if you can. If you don't have to be outside, then try to stay under the air conditioner or get a nice, good fan. My advice, I would not jog in this heat. Like I said, I'm in New York, and it's when I went out earlier, it was pretty warm outside. Now, to be fair, it's 5:57 right now. It may have warmed up. I'm not sure of the weather. Let me see. What's the weather for Brooklyn right now?
In Brooklyn, New York, it's 102 degrees Fahrenheit, mostly sunny skies.
Oh, wow. It went up. Okay, all right, okay. It went up actually. It's according to the weather chart, it said 102. So, yes, please use some wisdom, okay? Be wise in your doing, be smart in your doing, all right? Okay, I want you to go home to your family. I want you to enjoy your summer, okay? All right. So anyway, moving on. I was watching someone, and I'm not gonna even say her name or anything like that. No, she's a mother. She's a vlogger, and she has. Oh no, let me turn this TV. Excuse me. She's a mother of 5 children. Her 4 older children have the same dad, so they go back and forth to their dad. I think they stay over there for like 2 weeks, and they come back for the weekend or something like that. I'm not sure, but I do know they stay a little more time over at their dad than the mother right now. I don't know the exact arrangements. Maybe she said, I don't remember. And she has her 5th child. Her 5th child is like 3 years old, but he's by someone else. So I noticed every time, and this been a while, this been for some years on and off. Every time now, let me be fair. She do every now and then buy her children food out. Order them food, okay? But it's like almost every time those kids is at their dad's house, she ordered food for her and her son, her toddler, her 3-year-old. When she was dating the father of her 5th child, every time those kids went to their father's house, they would go out. What happened? No, I don't have any oranges. Yeah, every time those kids went out to their dad's house, sorry about that. Every time the kids went out to their dad's house, her and her boyfriend and their child would go to a restaurant. You don't see her take her kids to the restaurant. Maybe I could count on one hand or so. You don't see her take her kids, her 4 older kids, to a restaurant. You don't see her order food for them or anything. But she will order food for her and her son, her toddler, her 3-year-old. When, like I said, when she was dating the father of her son, her last child, they would go out every time. One time she ordered a whole spread of Wingstop for her and his twins. And I think she had her son at that time. I think she had their child at that time. That really, really pissed me off. Let me say this. My children, when my children were small, like 3, 4 years old, 5 years old, those ages, I was able to share. I was able to buy a plate of food, and they would split that food because at that time they wasn't eating much, okay? But I would get enough for both of them. And then I would get my own plate, of course. Then as they got older, like maybe 7, 8, 9, those ages, that didn't swing anymore. I could not, that was not an option anymore. They could not split the food anymore, okay? I had to go and buy them their own food, separate amount of food. So I never came in this house with food for myself and never treated my children. Okay? If I went out, they went out to like a restaurant or something like that. If I went out, they went out. If they didn't want to go out, and that wasn't, off the day they didn't want to go out. If they didn't want to go to a restaurant or whatever when they was younger, then, all right, my daughter and I, we probably went out to like a restaurant. My son always wanted to stay back home, but I always bought him something from the restaurant back, so he could eat. I remember this lady one time said out of her mouth, just as big and bold as ever, when you feed your children lunch, you're not feeding them to get full. Excuse me? But you gonna eat to get full? I find that very disturbing. That's like saying, okay, the parents, they look good from head to toe. Shiny, new, everything from head to toe. Whether it's new or not, you still look fresh and good. But your children look dragged out, bummed out, bummy. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. No, I don't have, money to buy the name brand, this and that. And I'm not into name brand and stuff like that. No. But one thing I'm not going to do is have my children walk outside and they me looking better than my children. Absolutely not. I will lack if I have to, okay? And many times I had to, and I'm not complaining or anything like that. No. I never once had the desire to complain, because as long as my children had, then we was good, okay? And I didn't have much at that time. So if I was to go outside today, my son is 19 years old. My daughter, they, have their own little money. They get their own money or whatever. Make their own money. Or sometimes order out, okay? They at that age where they sometimes order out with their money, fine. As long as they eat. If they sometimes eat what I cook, or sometimes they don't. And sometimes they eat what I cook and then maybe order out later on or so, okay? So if I was to go to, let's say, the Chinese restaurant right now and come back with a plate of food, then I can do that. All right? Because they have their own money to order out if they want to. The nerve and the audacity of parents to belittle or to treat their children so... I'm trying to think of a word that's harsh. All right? I'm not trying to curse. Look, I just don't like it. I don't like the fact that, a lot of parents treat their children like crap. I don't like that. That is so disturbing. That is very disturbing. I've even heard one parent say, where if you because you're acting up, you're going to go to bed hungry. What? Oh. Let someone put you in a room and don't give you any food. How would you feel? Let someone put you in a room, forcefully put you in a room and don't eat anything for a whole day. No, that's wrong. And God is not pleased with stuff like that. No. We better be careful how we treat our children. We better be careful how we talk to our children, okay? Just because you're the mother or the father or whatever, it doesn't give you the right to treat your child anyway. It doesn't give you the right to talk to your child anyway. Even when they're adults, okay? Be mindful and careful how you talk to your child and how you talk to your children. I don't get it. And I'm not saying to be some doormat. I am not saying that, because my children know I'm not standing for that, okay? They might pop, under their breath where I cannot hear it. But for sure, I lay down the law in my home. But I do it with respect. I do it according to the Bible. You won't see me starving my kids. You won't see me, all right, do more for one child, do more for someone else's child than I do for mine. My children hungry, but yet I'm going to go and buy someone else food and let my children starve? Absolutely not. You got the wrong woman. The wrong woman. I would tell you straight to your face, oh no, I don't take food out of my children's mouth to feed someone else. No, I don't. And it may sound harsh. If my children is tiny and small and I only have enough for my children, I do not take, and I would not take, and I have not taken food out of their mouth to feed someone else's child. All right? Someone might say, yeah, but you're a woman of God. Let me tell you something. Don't try to make my God look like he's stupid. If I have enough, then God will fix it where I can spread it out. If I don't have enough, then God will touch someone else's heart where that man or woman can feed those children. So, all right, I'm about to get off of this video. I'm about to get off of this camera because I am getting hungry. I eat my meal at 7, and I might get a lamb over rice with some lettuce and stuff. My daughter says she probably, she's probably going to order some lo mein, house lo mein. I don't know. I think I should. I don't know. Red family, I have a choice. And that's a good thing. That's a blessing. A lot of people don't have that. A lot of people don't have that choice, whether they can order out or whether they can cook indoors. And I can cook indoors. Yes, I could. But I thank God that I have a choice whether I want to eat out or cook something, do a little warm up something or so. So I don't know. But my kids, believe me, they're good, okay? My 19-year-old is good. My 17-year-old, they're good. I promise you they are good. All right, I'm about to get off of here. Once again, if you're outside in New York, it is 6:09 p.m. According to the weather chart that let me see. What's the weather for Brooklyn? 102, 102. Okay, be careful. All right, take care. Stay blessed, be blessed, and be about God's business. You can't go wrong.